Okay, welcome back to Cars of Sweden Live. This is a BMW and it's one of the rarest BMWs in Europe, one of the rarest BMWs in the world. And that is Sean in a Morgan. And I haven't driven it before, and apparently it's a dog leg gearbox, so I'm going to try and get together with this to see if it works. But it's a Beamer, and you know me and Beamers, chalk and cheese, mate. Two classic cars. I mean, that is a really nice Morgan. A lot of the older cars, you know, not really my thing. Sean's the guy there, but older BMWs, this is gorgeous. I promise you, right? And I'm not just saying this because, you know, I'm a BMW freak, but this car drives so well. And I had no information on this car. The only thing I was told was by Sean that this car is really rare. It's like one of the rarest BMWs in Sweden. Could be Europe as well, or the world. I have no idea. All he said was it was pretty special. So all I needed to hear was BMW, and I was out the door, mate. It feels solid. It's definitely a Beamer. If we look around there. I mean, this car hasn't been rolling for a long while as well, but start it up. Well, we are on our way. Check out this interior, this seat here. It's kind of like leather with a soft sort of material in the middle here. In really good nick. Paintwork looked great. It's a bit sunny and hazy out, so it's hard to really get a scope of just how well the paint is, but it looked pretty good from first impressions. And interior wise, feel wise, my god, I'm so impressed, because I'm going to imagine this car's from like the 70s, and it's amazing the way it drives. Here we are in a winter's morning in sunny Sweden.
Sunshine, Gary. Sunshine. It's only been 2 weeks since I last saw it.
Well, we got the sun, but I can't feel it, mate.
No, it is a bit nippy. It's about -2.
It's about -2. Yeah, but listen, that's besides the point. Yeah, the point of today is Sean rang me up, said he's got a very interesting BMW in. He didn't tell me any information, just gave me the keys. I've just been in this car. It feels wonderful to drive, actually. I'm guessing it's around 1970s, something like that. I don't know anything about it, but Sean's here to tell us a bit more.
Okay, so from the outside, it's a 2002 TII, and for the nerds, Touring International Injection.
All right, touring. Yeah, so what makes this a touring, mate?
Touring these days is like, you know, like a estate car combi is touring.
Yeah.
I don't really know, to be honest. I mean, it's because it's a sedan for that time.
Okay.
Anyway, that's not the point.
What's the point, mate? Let's get to the point.
The point is, this little original sticker called Schnitzer.
Schnitzer.
So, let me give you the background.
Sounds German.
German, yeah. And performance. So, background, Carl's car was sold originally in 1971, so it's a 72 registered model. The guy bought it for, I think, 29,000 Swedish crowns, which is quite a lot. And he was quite a well-off guy. But I had the car for like 6 months and found out you could trim these cars.
Okay.
So then he sent the car to Schnitzer in Germany. So originally they were about 131 horsepower.
Okay.
Sent it to Schnitzer. They had it for about nearly a year thereabouts.
Whoa.
And then they came back and it's 165 brake horsepower.
And I mean, 130 back then was quite a lot, wasn't it?
It was a lot, yeah. So that cost him about 9,000 Deutschmarks.
Wow.
And roughly in today's money, or back then, was about 15 to 18,000 Swedish crowns, somewhere around there.
Yeah.
So it was over half the price of what you bought the car for. Now I did a bit of calculating because it would cost him about, say, just under 50,000 Swedish crowns about.
Wow.
Approx.
Oh, okay.
I looked around, you could have bought a 911 for the same price.
That's
So he
insane.
must have been a real BMW fanatic.
Well, we love him for that. We definitely love him for that.
And the best thing about it is all the paperwork, original sales documents, Schnitzer information, everything is included with the car. So it's fully documented. The guy owned it till about 94, changed hands to a BMW specialist, and then to a third owner who basically has spent maybe 15 years trying to find every single thing for the car so he could start the renovation.
Right.
New old stock.
Yeah.
So it's very hard to find parts of this car.
Okay.
And as it's a Schnitzer,
Yeah.
nothing is standard. They were basically building rally cars
Right.
and track cars.
Got ya.
And I have searched, trust me, I have searched every single place in every corner of the internet to try and find a Schnitzer
Right.
that's been sold. There aren't any. So it could possibly be the only car in the world because they only really manufactured them for racing teams then.
Right.
So this was really, 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 really hard. I don't know how he managed to get it privately. Okay, so they was basically only built for racing teams or rally teams. So to get one of these private was hard, maybe impossible. That's why there's only this one available at the moment.
What, when you say available, do you mean available in Sweden?
I haven't seen any. I've looked through all auction records going back 20 years.
Yeah.
There's nothing registered.
Oh, wow.
There's nothing online at the moment. You can find a 2002 TII.
Yeah.
They're available,
Yeah.
but not with a Schnitzer kit.
Wow.
So basically they upgraded.
Right, can we have a look at that?
As you can see, you're looking at an engine that has been completely and utterly rebuilt. Everything's been rebuilt on this car. The car is 165 brake horsepower. Bear in mind, the one car in this whole series at the moment that everybody wants is the 2002 Turbo.
Okay.
It came out about mid 70s.
What sort of brake horsepower are we talking about?
175.
All right, got you.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this one is 165.
Mm-hmm.
So it was the quickest BMW they made.
But this is naturally aspirated, huh?
Naturally aspirated, no turbo.
Right.
So you've got the Kluberfish injection here. And what they did is basically they trimmed the top, put a new top on.
Yeah, that head looks different, doesn't it?
Another head on top. They did something with the injection system. I think they did a cam on it as well.
Right.
So they managed to get it that 35 brake horsepower more.
Wow.
There is a full list of all the bits and bobs, but no one really knows exactly what they did.
Right.
You've got a dogleg gearbox in here, 5-speed.
And that shows you that it's made for rally, doesn't it?
Yeah, upgraded the brakes and everything like that. So it was really done, but it's never been in the competition. It's never been.
Right.
It's never been registered as a racing car or rally car. It's only been a road car.
Got ya.
So
I mean, it's just like recently renovated though, or is it?
So what happened is the owner bought the car now. He bought it about 10 years ago. And it was basically repainted,
Yeah.
everything done mechanically, but it was in pieces,
Yeah.
disassembled. So he bought it, and together with lots of people in the BMW community, they rebuilt the car. That took about 7 years
7 years
to rebuild it
Whoa.
back. But they did it with like a lot of, reference to
Yeah.
old books. So everything's gone back as it was from the factory. There was something happened in around 79, 80. It's very common that these tops, they crack.
Right.
So this top, it was bought from BMW, and it was exactly manufactured to Schnitzers. So BMW sent it, and we think they sent it to Schnitzer so they could get the, bore the top and everything like that. So, and we have all the information on this.
Right.
So everything is original except for the top, but the top was rebuilt by Schnitzer. The thing with this car I love about it is it's quite small. It's a quite compact car compared to most newer cars.
That's right, yeah?
It's very light, very nimble. Gearbox is like a BMW direct.
It is, yeah?
Road handling,
Steering is really nice.
just feels
Really
perfect.
nice.
So the car is like in the best condition you can possibly get.
Yeah.
Um,
And what's happening with it?
it's coming up on auction. This is the unicorn car.
Unicorn.
And the thing was, that little sticker we saw in the back window of Schnitzer,
Yeah.
he wanted to keep that. So
Okay.
when he put all the glass back in,
Right.
it's very easy when you renovate a car
Yeah.
to put the windows, they crack the glass.
Yeah.
So it took him like 2 days to get the window back in so he didn't crack the glass
Oh,
with the
wow.
Schnitzer
Okay, got ya.
sticker, because that's original.
Yeah.
So everything in the car is original.
Got ya.
There's nothing bolted on from something else. Everything's as it was. If you have a look around the car, everything, all the chrome work, the lights. This, what car does that remind you of? That backlight?
It reminds me of Ford Cortina.
Exactly, yeah. It's got that like Cortina
Yeah,
lights.
it does have that, yeah.
That's quite cool, I like that.
Yeah.
And it's a 2-door, which makes it a little bit more sporty and cool. And I'll have a look inside.
Oh, it's gorgeous in there. It's really gorgeous in there.
Everything's been like kept exactly as it was when it was all new.
And you know, it just for me, it just says, you know, BMW have been making quality cars forever.
Yeah. Forever and ever.
But I love this car, and I'm going to be like following it all the way through now and see how much this goes for, see who gets it, and just see if I can sort of trace it and see what where it ends up. And
Yeah, I mean, I would love to get some feedback off anybody who knows another one, because I can't find one.
yeah. All right, in the comments then, if you've seen another Schnitzer on the road.
A road car, no, I'm not talking a rally car or a track car.
One made for the road.
Yeah.
You know, mention it or put some pictures in the comments. But all right, but Sean, thank you for giving me the opportunity to drive in this, and thank you for letting us know everything about it, and we'll keep an eye out for it.
Good
Cheers.
luck bidding.